welcome to Southwest Championship Wrestling, America's most exciting hour in professional wrestling. We've got a great lineup for you today. Very important announcement coming from the Commissioner of Southwest Championship Wrestling, Mr. Lou Thez, concerning the World's Heavyweight Championship. And if you're wondering about Tully Blanchard, he will not appear on Southwest Championship Wrestling today. He is on his way to Memphis, Tennessee, where he will make an appearance tomorrow night. But you'll be seeing the gorgeous one, Gino Hernandez. He'll start out our wrestling program today as he takes on Big Tonga John. Also, the cowboy from Kansas, Bob Orton Jr. is back in the ring here in Southwest Championship Wrestling tonight. Adrian Adonis against the cowboy Scott Casey. The hangman Bobby Jaggers is here. So is the Southwest Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Pile Driver Bob Sweeten. The Southwest Tag Team Champions, the Grapplers, will be here and more. So don't go away. The first bell will sound in just a few minutes for Southwest Championship Wrestling. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this match, one fall, 10-minute time limit. You're looking at Tonga John, 285 pounds from the island of Tonga, and his opponent from Houston, Texas, coming in at 230 pounds, gorgeous Gino Hernandez. The referee is Jack Howe here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. Oh, and Tonga John starts before the bell sounds. Now the bell is ringing ringside. And Tonga John starting quickly on Gino Hernandez. He throws Hernandez in between the ropes and onto the floor. So the big man trying to get the jump on Gino Hernandez. Hernandez is up on the apron. Tonga John with an elbow to the top of the head. Gino with a shoulder to the midsection. Gino tries to knock him back. There's an elbow to the top of the head. Another elbow to the top of the head by Gino Hernandez. Off the ropes. Backflip. Oh, Tonga John down. Elbow, and down goes Tonga John, and Gino Hernandez dives into the shoulder with an elbow. Here's the count. It's one. Tonga John get out from underneath. Tonga John's head slammed into the turnbuckle as Gino Hernandez takes him to the other turnbuckle, throws it in. He's going to play four corners, it looks like. There's three of them. Does he get the fourth one? There it is, four corners. Gino Hernandez slamming the head of Tonga John in all the turnbuckles. Whips him across the ring. Goes in after him, dives in on top of Tonga John. Hernandez hold him in the corner. Tonga John reaches up, rakes the fingers around the area of the eye. Oh, and Hernandez holds the ropes, and a kick puts Tonga John down. Gino Hernandez in front. Oh, he's going to try to suplex the big man, it looks like. Can he get him up? He got him. He got him. All 285 pounds up in the air. Gino Hernandez is on the middle rope. Dives with the elbow across the chest of Tonga John. Here comes the count. There it is. A 3 count. A 3 count. And Gino Hernandez wins it here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. And ladies and gentlemen, the cowboy from Kansas, Bob Orton, has made his way up here. Bob, I know you're looking forward to that big date in Houston, Texas, for the summit on May the 21st, when you throw your name in the hat for the World's Undisputed Championship.
Well, you're right. I'm looking forward to the big tournament in Houston, Texas. But you're wrong about me throwing my name in the hat.
Your name is not in the hat?
No, you see, it's simple logic. What I do is I sit back and I wait until somebody wins the tournament. Then I don't have to go through all the trials and tribulations, all that hard work, going through all those people, run right after another. I don't have to do that. I'll just wait till there's a winner, then I'll beat him.
In other words, you hope that as soon as that championship is declared, you're the first man to get a shot at it.
I'm glad you said that, because I figure the first man to get a shot will be the Southwest Heavyweight Champion. So I'm going to center my interests on beating Bob Sweeten for the Southwest Heavyweight Championship. You know, Sweeten, the people call you the People's Champion, the Southwest Heavyweight Champion. Well, let me tell you something, and I know from bitter experience. When you're on top of the world, when everything is the greatest, when you're the best, #1 at your chosen profession, it's lonely at the top, Daddy. But just think how lonely you're going to be after I beat you, and all those people who called you the People's Champion turn their backs and walk away.
Thank you very much. The cowboy from Kansas, Bob Orton Jr. We'll be back with another exciting match here on Southwest Championship Wrestling right after this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, that date is getting nearer for the big finals of the world's undisputed heavyweight championship tournament to be held at the Summit in Houston, Texas. That date is Saturday night, May the 21st. And to tell you more about it, it's my pleasure to take you to the Commissioner's Office of Southwest Championship Wrestling and our Commissioner, Mr. Lou Thez.
Hello there. I'm Lou Thez. As you know, the day of the tournament to determine the undisputed world heavyweight champion is drawing near. This is an update of where we stand. The response to the screening committee and myself has been overwhelming as far as the entries are concerned. Right now, I am en route to Japan to observe the top contenders from that country. To ensure one undisputed world heavyweight champion for you wrestling fans, here are the 3 invitations which I personally sent to the 3 title claimants: Nick Bockwinkel, Bob Backlund, and Ric Flair. The other invitations will be finalized when I return from Japan. As I promised you, here is a 75-year-old heirloom belt which my sons and I prize and cherish, which we feel should be in the possession of the undisputed champion. Here is the diamond-studded championship belt, which will actually be worn by the undisputed champion of the world. And thank you very much for your time.
Well, our next match is in the ring. You're looking at, from Kansas, at 240 pounds, the Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. And his opponent, making his first appearance on Southwest Championship Wrestling, comes from Mexico City at 218 pounds, Arias Romero. Referee Jack Howe. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. There's the bell. That's my first look at Romero. Takedown by Bob Orton, Cowboy from Kansas. Hammerlock. Orton applying it to Romero. Romero rolling, comes out of it, but Orton reaches down and grabs that arm again. Romero reaches up, grabs the head of Cowboy Bob Orton, but Orton holds onto the hammerlock, and Romero has gone underneath that bottom rope, gets himself a break. Nice takedown by Cowboy Bob Orton. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget there are only 2 more weeks left in the most popular wrestler contest. You can still vote for your favorite wrestler. Send us a card or a letter and tell us who your favorite wrestler is to 1704 Blanco Road, San Antonio, Texas. Zip code is 78212. And vote for your favorite wrestler. 2 more weeks to go. And as of today, gorgeous Gino Hernandez is closing in on our leader, Bob Sweeten. It's real close. Romero having a hard time finding anything to do to Orton as Orton punishes that left arm. Orton with knees into the shoulder. Orton holding onto that arm. Orton with the arm bar. Romero on the ropes. Orton backs out of there as the referee Jack Howe steps in between. Side headlock by Arias Romero. Orton comes up, twist out of it. Orton with a knee to the midsection. Orton with a kick, and down goes Romero. Orton reaches down, grabs Romero, whips him across the ring. Drop kick. Oh, the big Kansan get up in the air that time. Orton with an elbow to the top of the head as he knocks Arias Romero down. Orton grabs the leg. Orton going on the metal rope. Here he comes up. Oh, right across the head of Arias Romero. Oh, Orton refused to pin him. Orton refused to pin him. What's he going to do with him now? Has him high in the air, sets him on the top turnbuckle. throws that big forearm in there. Orton going up on the middle rope, has hold of Romero. Here comes what looks like a suplex off that rope, and he does it. What a tremendous move. Orton has him covered up this time, and he's going to take the 3 count. A suplex as Orton went up on that middle rope, had Romero setting up on the top rope and suplexed him, and it was 1, 2, 3, and we'll be back with more of Southwest Championship Wrestling right after this. As you fans know, who are regular viewers of Southwest Championship Wrestling, there's a lot of things going on in Southwest Championship Wrestling, and this man is part of it. The Good Night Irene man from New York, Adrian Adonis.
Yeah, recently I just traded in my brand new flying saucer for some dippity-doo. So I like to brush it back, keep the hair kind of moist and healthy. You know how thick it is, not thin like some people's. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something right now. Things are hotter than a firecracker. There's a lot of talent in this country, and there's a lot of talent right here. If you don't believe me, just ask me. But there's a lot of good talent, and there's a lot of bad talent because I make them bad. When I get in the ring, I am a sophisticated wrestler. I do know a wrist lock from a padlock. I do know my business. People say I'm underhanded. I stole candy from a laughing baby. So what? Ladies, especially the ladies, look at this Greco-Roman face, man. You ever seen anything like it? Very good. It all has to do with it. It's all rolled into one. It's Adrian Adonis from New York City. Any place else, you're camping out. Now, I'm talking about a firecracker. I just lit the fuse. The world title. The world title. Right?
You'd
right?
like to have that title, wouldn't you?
Of course. Can you imagine world champion? Well, it's not imagination. It's not a dream anymore. It's happening right now with me because I am in shape and I am ready. And I am ready to do battle right now with Scott Casey.
Thank you very much, Adrian Adonis.
The pleasure was all mine.
Adrian Adonis now makes his way to the ring where the Cowboy Scott Casey will be his opponent, so let's go there now for the introduction. Well, Scott Casey is already in the ring, the Cowboy from Amarillo. And there's Adrian Adonis, 255 pounds from New York City, New York, against Scott Casey from Amarillo at 236 pounds. Referee once again, Jack Al. One fall, scheduled with a 10-minute time limit. The referee trying to get Adonis to get his jacket off. There's the bell. Adonis takes that collar that he wears around his neck. Has all those steel studs in him. Now he comes off with a leather jacket. And we're ready to go. Well, Adrian Adonis, speaking of big world's heavyweight championship title, as he and Scott Casey make a lot of switches. And it's Adonis coming up with the leg of Scott Casey. For all you fans wanting tickets or ticket information, you can call the Summit Ticket Office in Houston, Texas at area code 713-627-9470, or you can purchase your tickets in the state of Texas at all Ticketron and Ticketmaster locations. If you want to write to Summit, that address is 10 Greenway Plaza, Houston, Texas. Zip code is 77046. They'll be glad to give you all the information and send those tickets to you for Saturday night, May the 21st at the Summit, Houston, Texas, where we'll crown an undisputed world's heavyweight champion. Casey holding on to Adrian Adonis. Casey holding on tight. Adonis trying to come up. He comes up and grabs the hair of Scott Casey. The referee says break it. Adonis puts him in the corner and then he throws him out of there. Adonis goes after him, goes high in the air with a flying head scissor. Casey kicks out. A Lock the fingers on one hand, lock them on the other hand, and going for the leverage. It is Adrian Adonis coming out with it. Casey trying to power his way back, steps over one, twists the other one, comes up with a top wrist lock. Adonis scissors the leg and takes Casey down. You're watching exciting Southwest Championship Wrestling from the Junction in San Antonio, Texas. Steve Stack here at ringside. Casey trying to get out of that scissor that's been applied on that left leg by Adrian Adonis. Up comes the shoulder of Casey after one count, another one count. Casey reversing it. He's got it reversed, and now it's Adonis who's going to have to try to figure a way out. He grabs one leg of Casey's, pushes it off. Now he turns things back around his way. Shoulders of Casey down for a one count. Casey keeps those shoulders up, gets a boot right up on the face of Adrian Adonis and kicks him off. Oh, that made Adonis mad. Casey taking that cowboy boot, sticking it right up in his face and just driving the big man from New York back. Casey trying to shake that leg out. You see him limping. Adrian Adonis drops down, goes after the leg again. This time Casey grabs the head, but Adonis goes to the leg and holds on. Casey grabs the head, tries to pull Adonis around. Casey's shoulders down for a count of one. Another one count. Another one count. Casey has the shoulders down this time for two. As now he reaches up and grabs the chin of Adrian Adonis, trying to pull Adonis off of him, but he can't do it. As Adonis works on that left leg. Pressure being applied to the knee. You can hear the fans in the background yelling for Scott Casey. One of the most favorite wrestlers anywhere in the world. Up comes the shoulder. Adonis, oh, he drops that 255 pounds and costs that left knee of Scott Casey. Adonis holding onto that leg. Referee Jack Howe gets a 2 count on Casey that time. Another tremendous crowd on hand here at the Junction tonight. Casey does a bridge there. Adonis holds on. Adonis comes up, steps inside, locks the legs, trying to turn Casey over. He's got him turned over. Casey trying to roll back underneath. Let's see if he can do it. He's trying to go in between the legs and get Adonis off balance. He did that, but Adonis still holding to one leg. They're in the center of the ring. Casey trying to figure some way to get rid of this big man from New York. The man with the sleeper hold that he calls the Goodnight Irene. Adonis has been applying all the pressure he can to that left leg of Scott Casey. Referee Jack Howe asked Casey would he like to concede the fall and the match, and of course he shook his head no. Casey trying to kick him off. He got rid of him for a moment. Let's see if he can get rid of him. Up here's Adonis right back, grabbing the hair. Lays a big blow in there. Casey comes back with one of his own. There's one to the side of the jaw. They exchange blows. Casey trying to pay back Adrian Adonis for some of the suffering he took while Adonis was punishing that leg. Casey with a good kick to the midsection. Grabs Adonis, puts him in a side headlock. They lay on the ropes. That's Casey being whipped off. Shoulder tackle, down goes Adonis. Casey going for a slam, he got him up. Oh, and Adonis got out from underneath Scott Casey. That left knee of Scott Casey is taking a lot of punishment. He's having a hard time moving around. Into the referee. Casey whipped into the referee, Jack Howe. Jack Howe's down. Adonis is going out on the apron. Adonis comes back into the ring. Big chop, down goes Scott Casey. Adrian Adonis going back out on the apron again. He's up on the first rope. He's up on the top rope. He dives with an elbow. The referee, Jack Howe, looking that way. Adonis coming off the top rope. That's going to be a disqualification. The Cowboy, Scott Casey, who is down and just about out cold, will have his hand raised in victory as Adrian Adonis disqualified for coming off the top rope. The Cowboy, Scott Casey, wins it. And Adonis continues to punish him. And Casey rolls out onto the apron. He's gone. Stay tuned, because the Southwest champion, Bob Sweeten, will be up next here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. Gino Hernandez, you're smiling, and I'll let you tell all these millions of fans why.
Steve Stack, tonight it's the second greatest night. It has to be the second greatest night in all my life. Because just 15 minutes ago, I said all along, Tully Blanchard, you can only run so long. The greatest night of my life has just been signed by putting my signature on paper. You know, they say going back home can never be the same. And I've been gone from Houston, Texas for a long time. And I've done a lot of wrong things to these people, to people everywhere. But they gave me a second chance. And as fate as it be, May 21st, I'm coming home. I'm coming home to the Houston Summit. The Summit in my home, Houston, Texas. And I've got you, Tully Blanchard, May 21st at my home. The Summit, you, Tully Blanchard, no more running. It's all been said and done. And like I said before, I've done a lot of wrong things, Tully. But if I tried for the rest of my life, there's no way I could be as dirty as you. And I'll say one other thing. In life, you got to give back what's been given to you. Well, all these great people have given me a second chance. So in the Summit, May 21st, you know, I sidestepped going in for the world title tournament, which I figure as my time comes, I'll get a chance of that. But I owe something to myself, and I owe something to my family, and I owe most importantly to the people. So let me say this, Tully Blanchard, May 21st, the Summit, everybody's giving me a second chance. So I'm giving them something. On the 21st, I'm winning this match, not only for me, but for my people, Houston, the Summit.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Gino Hernandez bypassing the World Championship final as he is going to meet Tully Blanchard in the Summit in Houston, Texas. Well, what great news that is, but we've got another exciting match in the ring, so let's join our referee, Jack Howe. You're looking at the hangman from Kansas, 265 pounds, Bobby Jaggers. And his opponent, the Southwest Heavyweight Champion from Round Rock, Texas, Bob Sweeten. And up here with me is Cowboy Bob Orton, and you are pointing your finger at Sweeten.
Well, I'm sure I'd like to say this first of all. I'm sure that you're very happy to have me here to lend my expertise commentary to this match. The Southwest Heavyweight Champion, Bob Sweetan. Yes, I'm pointing at him because I want what he's got. The belt, as far as I'm concerned, I'm the uncrowned Southwest Heavyweight Champion. But Sweetan still wears the belt. He needs to get an extension for it, though. But then on second thought, forget the extension, because before too long, it'll be around my waist.
Well, there's a man that's very confident in himself, and with some of those moves he made in the ring earlier on Southwest Championship Wrestling, where he took on Arias Romero, and so you have to wonder the power of this big Kansan. There's another big Kansan in the ring right now, the Hangman Bobby Jaggers. He grabs Sweetan. Sweetan blocks it, and Jaggers is the one that has his head thrown into that turnbuckle.
That's exactly right. Sweetan's got the headlock. Let me tell you something. Bobby Jaggers is a good, tough man, and I think he might have the opportunity to beat Sweetan. You know, it hadn't been that long ago that I left Sweetan a bloody, battered mess in the middle of this ring, and that's why I can stand here and claim the Southwest title for myself. Well, let's not sell the Kansan short. He's going to come out right here. Watch it. I'll bet he does something. All right. Elbow. See that, baby? Always thinking. Always thinking.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the voice of Cowboy Bob Orton, who is out here keeping an eye on Bob Sweetan, as Sweetan really poured it on Jaggers there for a minute.
He's got that Kansas Jayhugger brain, been all the way to Oz. Oh, yes, but he's got himself caught back in that headlock. Sweetan, I can't take nothing away from the man. He's good, just not in a class with him.
Jaggers down. There's a fist, it looked like, right to the jaw.
Illegal fist, I might add.
In behind with a face lock. I don't guess you ever throw an illegal fist.
I never do anything illegal. I always stick right by the rules. I just do things so vicious and so hard. Nobody can understand how I can be so great without breaking rules. I don't need to stoop that low.
Sweetan holding on to that head of Bobby Jaggers. The referee, Jack Howe, one of the finest referees in the country, right there in the center of the ring. Make sure that's up off the throat so it's not a chokehold. Sweetan holds on tight.
Yeah, Sweetan's got Jaggers in trouble now, but I still got to feel the Kansan's going to come out of there.
Sounds like maybe the Kansan's sticking together.
Well, let's just say that I respect Bobby Jaggers. He's a talented athlete.
Well, of course, I know you don't have any use for Bob Sweetan right now from everything you've said about him, but you have to respect Bob Sweetan for being a great champion.
Let me ask you something. Right now, is Bob Sweetan's title on the line? No, it's not. And let me ask you something else. When I wrestled him last week, was his title on the line? No, it wasn't. So what I got to say is Bob Sweetan, as far as I'm concerned, is a closet champion. As soon as he breaks that belt out of the closet or takes it out from behind his wife's miniskirt, somebody's going to win it. Well, it's going to be me.
Well, you're pretty confident of that. Sweetan with a side headlock and a hip toss, and Jaggers is down for a count again, just barely picks up that shoulder.
Yeah, Sweetan's got him stuck in that headlock. You know, confidence. A lot of people think I'm an egomaniac. They think that because I'm so good, I shouldn't come out here and talk about it. Well, I've always been a firm believer in one thing. If you've got it, flaunt it.
Okay, it sounds like you're doing a pretty good job of that as Sweetan holds on to the head of the Hangman Bobby Jaggers. On the ropes. Jaggers in front. Let's see if he breaks. Oh, and Sweetan blocks it. Jaggers was going to throw a punch on the break. Here's Sweetan with a slam on the Kansas Cowboy. Here comes the count. Jaggers has a leg over the bottom rope.
I'll tell you what, I think Jaggers was going to throw an elbow, but you got to give credit where credit's due. Sweetan blocked it and then come right out and nailed Jaggers. Good move on Sweetan's part, a good body slam. Like I say, the man is good. The man is good. As a matter of fact, I'm watching him right now just to pick up on anything. Right there, he made a mistake. He made a bad mistake. See, I learn from things. You got to live and you got to watch and you got to learn.
Well, Jaggers laying Sweetan on the rope. Now he grabs him by the arm. Oh, you got that elbow up there.
Get on him, Jaggers.
Big kick. Down goes the Southwest champion, Bob Sweetan. Jaggers dives in there. Jaggers comes back, dives in there with that elbow again.
Good elbow. He should go for the pin. There he goes. There he goes. Try to beat the man. When you get him on his back, try to beat him.
Now he only got a 1 count as the champion kicked out. Breaks those fingers around the area of the eye. Sweetan is laying in the corner. Jaggers grabs him by the hair, slams his head into the turnbuckle.
Yeah, Jaggers is looking good, but Sweetan's firing back.
Sweetan trying to get out of that corner as Jaggers continues to lay him in there. And those are big ones from the Hangman, Bobby Jaggers.
He's rock Sweet Tan good now. Things are looking good for Bobby Jaggers and not too good for the Southwest Heavyweight Champion.
Elbow by the Hangman, Bobby Jaggers. Oh, there's a fist right to the jaw. There's Sweet Tan turn.
Sweet Tan's starting to come back. I'm going to tell you something. I'm getting tired of watching this now. I've learned what I want to learn. I'm leaving.
Well, Bob Orton decides to leave now. He said he had seen enough. Sweet Tan with a kick. Orton walking down towards the ring. Wait a minute, Orton is going up to the ring. Orton is going up to the ring, and he says something to Sweet Tan. Jaggers moves in. Oh! Jaggers moved in to hold Sweet Tan so Orton could hit him. Sweet Tan ducked out of the way, and Sweet Tan rode in behind, snatched Jaggers. It was 1, 2, 3, and Bob Sweet Tan turns the table on the two Kansans, and Bob Sweet Tan wins it here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. Tag team action here on Southwest Championship Wrestling as you look at the Southwest Tag Team Champions at 490 pounds. That's a combined weight. The Grapplers, managed by Don Carson. Their opponents, Rick Quick Draw McGraw from Charlotte, North Carolina, and Armando Guerrero from Mexico, now making his home in Los Angeles. So tag team action here at its best as you get the Southwest Tag Team Champions. Referee Jack House has one man from each team. Let's see who's going to start. It is going to be, well, they haven't made up their mind yet. Give us time to tell you. Don't forget, 2 more weeks in the most popular wrestler contest. Send us your vote, 1704 Blanco Road, San Antonio, Texas, 78212, and vote for your favorite wrestler. 2 more weeks to go. It's Armando Guerrero against Grappler number 1. Take him off the ropes. They're Grapplers of Don Carson. Very skilled. They work excellent as a tag team combination. Up comes Grappler number 1 and grabs Guerrero. Whips him across the ring. And an elbow knocks Armando Guerrero down, and Grappler number 2 is tagged in. Snap bear, Grappler number 2, an elbow, and Guerrero wasn't there. Tag across the other way now as Quick Draw McGraw has made his way into the ring, and he drop kicks Grappler number 2. Hip toss, a 1 count on Grappler number 2 as McGraw holds onto the head of Grappler number 2. Once again, I'd like to tell you fans, for ticket information at the Summit in Houston, Texas for that big World Championship Finals, plus Tully Blanchard against Gino Hernandez. Call the Summit Tickets office in Houston, Texas. That number is area code 713-627-9470, or you can get your tickets at all Ticketron and Ticketmaster locations in the state of Texas. Grappler number 1 back in the ring. Grabs the leg of Quick Draw McGraw. Sweeps the other leg out from underneath him. Dives into the knee with an elbow. There's a tag. Number 2 Grappler is back in now. Don Carson outside the ring, telling his Grapplers what to do. He cheers them on a little bit. Quick Draw McGraw holding on to the head of the Grapplers. The Grappler holds on to the left leg of McGraw. You're watching Southwest Championship Wrestling from the Junction in San Antonio, Texas. where it's Fiesta Week in San Antonio. There's a kick by grappler number 1 to that knee of McGraw. Guerrero comes over to half out, and across the way, grappler number 2 helps out on McGraw. There's a tag. Grappler number 2 is tagged into the ring. Grappler number 1 keeps McGraw from going over to tag out to Guerrero. Southwest Championship Wrestling is taped at the Junction in San Antonio, Texas on Monday nights. We start at 8:30. If you're in the city, we'd like to see you. The Junction, located at the corner of Blanco and Fulton Road, every Monday night. Slight admission charge, but you'll enjoy the excitement. McGraw really taking it from the grappler. Here comes Guerrero in to help out. Referee steps in and tells Guerrero to get back out of the ring. Guerrero trying to pull McGraw over where he can make a tag, but he didn't quite get him far enough. There's a tag on the other side of the ring now. And it's grappler number 2 in. They are punishing the left leg of Rick Quick Draw McGraw. McGraw kicks him off. Can he get over and tag out to Guerrero? Here he comes, he made it. Guerrero over the top rope after grappler number 2. Forearms across the chest. Whips him across the ring, somersaults, and then comes diving up into it. Dives up into number 1, who come in to help out. Drop kick on number 2. Number 1 decides to get out of there. Did they make the tag? No, they missed it. Into Rick McGraw. Went grappler number 2. Uppercut forearm. Here comes number 1 back in. Guerrero was ready for him. He yells something to McGraw. As all 4 men get into the action now. McGraw has number 2. Guerrero has number 1. Looked like they're going to try to whip across the ring, but didn't get it done. Carson is outside with grappler number 1. As Guerrero backdrop. Grappler number 2. Armando Guerrero and grappler number 2. It's Guerrero. Has the grappler up on his shoulders with an airplane spin. Around he goes, he throws him down. He's got him covered up. There's the count, it's only 2. There's a tag now. Grappler number 1 back into the ring. Guerrero going for the leg. Grappler number 2 trying to stay away, number 1 trying to stay away from him. But it's Guerrero coming up with a hammerlock. Tag. In comes Rick, quick draw McGraw. Over the top he goes, and Guerrero dives right into that left arm that Guerrero was holding. Quick tag now. Guerrero's going over, coming in behind, and he dives on that arm. They're trying to break that left arm of the grappler. Down goes grappler number 1. This time he catches Guerrero. Power slam. Elbow. Grabs him by the hair. Didn't even try to pin him. Throws him into the knee of grappler number 2, who had it in between the ropes. There was a tag across the way, so it is grappler number 2, the legal man in the ring. Rick McGraw has hold of grappler number 1. There's a backbreaker by grappler number 2 on Armando Guerrero. The referee is tied up. Guerrero has enough time to kick out. Looks like Guerrero may have been pinned that time, but the referee was tied up trying to get 1 and McGraw separated. In the meantime, Guerrero kicked out. Guerrero and Rick McGraw going after the mask of grappler number 2, and in comes number 1 with a knee to the back of Armando Guerrero. McGraw is tagged in. McGraw grabs a grappler, whips him into the ropes, drop kick, knocks him down. Tag, in comes grappler number 1. McGraw scissors the leg, down goes the grappler. McGraw holding on to the leg of the grappler. Grappler kicking McGraw at the top of the head. Now here he comes. Head slammed into the turnbuckle. 2 minutes remain here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. Excuse me, 2 minutes remain in this match. It's scheduled for 1 fall 10. Grappler number 2 from outside the ring grabs Rick Quick Draw McGraw. Number 1 is the legal grappler in the ring, and now he goes back after McGraw. Grappler number 1 holding on that leg of Rick Quick Draw McGraw. Dives a knee into the knee of McGraw. Got him up. Oh. Cummings drops that knee, and here comes Armando Guerrero made the tag. Armando Guerrero trying to take care of 2 grapplers. McGraw's back up. He's with number 1. Armando Guerrero's with number 2. 1 minute to go in this match. McGraw with the abdominal stretch on grappler number 1. Guerrero's going outside. He was going after Carson, but he comes back into the ring. Armando Guerrero battling it out with grappler number 1. Grappler number 2 is having it out with Rick Quick Draw McGraw. His time is about to expire in this match. The referee asked for the bell. The referee asked for the bell. There was only 20 seconds remaining in the match, and it would have probably ended up a draw, but let's see. The referee asking for the bell, and I'll have to wait for the decision. He's just going to throw it out, so we don't have a decision. No decision. All 4 men battling out in the ring. They refuse to get out of the ring, so there's no decision. Stay tuned, because one more exciting match coming your way here on Southwest Championship Wrestling right after this. One fall TV time remaining here on Southwest Championship Wrestling from the island of Samoa at 230 pounds. Coco Samoa against Eric Emery from Cloverport, Kentucky at 221 pounds. Coco Samoa going to the head of Eric Emery. Oh, may have been right around the eyes. Well, the man from Samoa, very wild looking and very tough in the ring, slams Eric Emery. Dives across that leg across the chest of Eric Emery. Here comes a count. It's 2. Samoa turns Emery away from the referee, Jack Howe. You know he wanted to try to do something illegal there. Big open hand. Right to the top of the head of Eric Emery. There's a double kick as Coco Samoa gets high in the air and kicks Emery on top of the head. Yells something, I couldn't pick up what he said. Headbutt. 2 minutes remain on Southwest Championship Wrestling as Samoa dives through the air, takes that head right to the midsection of Eric Emery. Coco Samoa, Eric Emery, on America's #1 wrestling program, Southwest Championship Wrestling. Samoa grabs the hair of Emery, slams his head into the turnbuckle. Kick from Emery out of that corner. Kicks Coco Samoa back, lays a forearm to the side of the head, knocks him back into the ropes. Another forearm knocks Samoa to his knees. Coco Samoa is in the air and he is slammed by Eric Emery. Now Coco Samoa wants to try to shake hands and calm Emery down a little bit, but Emery's not going for it. Oh, he doubled him up that time. 1 minute remains as Emery dives across the chest of Coco Samoa. Big kick from Coco Samoa. Down goes Coco Samoa. The forearm from Eric Emery put him on the mat. Another forearm. They're in the corner. Embry with a forearm across the chest of Coco Samoa. He's trying to keep him in that corner. Do as much damage as he can. He pushes the referee, Jack Howe, out of the way. See, Jack Howe's going back in. Eric Embry telling the referee, get out of the way. Oh, and Coco Samoa caught him. Here's a count. And it's 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3 as Coco Samoa pins Eric Embry. And ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up for Southwest Championship Wrestling. We hope you enjoyed it. Till next week, this is Steve Stack saying so long from the Junction in San Antonio, Texas.